Good Monday evening, August 26th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A Snohomish man was killed and his passenger hospitalized following a single-car rollover accident shortly after 7 o'clock Friday night on Blewett Pass. Police say a Cashmere driver ejected from a pickup truck Sunday after a two-vehicle collision suffered only minor injuries. Windy and cooler weather is on tap for our Tuesday before we really warm up by this weekend. All the details coming up in your local weather forecast. The Peshastin man charged in the death of a Yakima toddler was found guilty last week of the child's murder. A jury in Yakima County convicted 31-year-old Terrence Chip Ogle of second-degree murder in the 2020 death of Alexander Lynch, who was just 15 months old. The boy was the son of Ogle's girlfriend, and Ogle was alone with Alex in a West Valley apartment when the child suffered a traumatic brain injury consistent with physical abuse. Alex died later that day. Jurors took just 4 hours to find Ogle guilty after a 2-week trial. He's due to be sentenced September 27th. A Snohomish man was killed and his passenger hospitalized following a single-car rollover accident shortly after 7 o'clock Friday evening on Blewett Pass. According to the Washington State Patrol, 30-year-old Drake G. Remlinger was driving a 2015 Mercedes GLC northbound about 5 miles from the summit when the vehicle lost traction in the rain, rolled, and came to rest on its top 30 feet down an embankment. Remlinger was pronounced dead at the scene. The passenger, 24-year-old Megan G. Amento of Kirkland, was taken to Confluence Health Hospital with undisclosed injuries. A property owner whose development work on No. 1 Canyon Road is the subject of lawsuits and opposition from neighbors has now been found in contempt of court. Tyler Chambers began in 2021 to build 3 homes for himself and his family on 67 acres. But the next year, Chelan County placed a stop work order on his preparations, saying he needed to complete a critical areas review. The county says Chambers continued intermittent earthwork on the land despite that order. On Friday, Judge Travis Brandt found Chambers in contempt for violating the conditions of the order and fined him $200. That fine doesn't need to be paid unless there are additional violations, and it will be dropped if the county approves Chambers' permits. Back in May, he told NCWLIFE News he feels unfairly targeted by Chelan County, and it set his project back.
I've hired all these professionals, spent tens of thousands of dollars doing studies. I've done 5 geoassessments. Who does 5 geoassessments? Who? Nobody. We had all of our stuff already planned in 21, and then, the county threw a monkey wrench in that, and so, and interest rates now are, 3 times what they were at the time, and we bought equipment, and by the time I'm done, here in like 3 months, I'll own it now. So, and our plan was to buy it, use it, sell it. But anyway, so now it'll be mine.
City crews were busy on Friday night as a thunderstorm caused flooding in multiple Wenatchee areas. Deputy Public Works Director Jessica Shaw says that the city saw up to 9/10 of an inch of rain at the private gauges that they monitor. When dispatched to aid with flooding, Shaw says that crews often use a Vactor truck, which is a truck equipped with large vacuum hoses to remove the water. The main areas that crews responded to on Friday included No. 1 and No. 2 Canyon Road, Duncan Road, Elmwood Street, and the intersection of Miller and North Wenatchee Avenue. When we come back, aside from localized flooding, the significant rainstorms over the weekend had another effect, lowering our area fire danger rating. And Wenatchee Attorney General Bob Ferguson has filed a lawsuit against RealPage, a national revenue management software company, for allegedly conspiring to increase rent prices. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Are you tired of getting less for your money? At Abby's, our founders placed over 100 slices of pepperoni on a giant pizza, and 60 years later, they haven't changed a thing. Order real value at abbys.com. Right now, fresh and juicy tomatoes are in season. That's why Abby's is celebrating summer with a special pizza covered edge to edge with beef and Canadian bacon. And if you want it covered with fresh tomatoes, they'll do that too. Enjoy Abby's August special pizza at a very special price.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
Welcome to the newest and funnest fashion boutique on Wooden, featuring mountain chic clothing and men's footwear from UGG, Brixton, Sorel, and Free People. Walk on into the Tiffany Blue Building on the second block of Wooden and check it out.
It is nearly impossible to describe what you'll find in Lush Life. It's an eclectic collection of items from around the world. See it for yourself at the corner of Wooden and Emerson.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect, no matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Police say a Kashmir driver ejected from a pickup truck Sunday after a two-vehicle collision suffered only minor injuries. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies say the driver of a 1990 Ford F-150 was northbound on Chumstick Highway, 3 miles north of Leavenworth, about 5:13 p.m. when he slowed to turn left onto a driveway. The driver of a northbound 2006 GMC Canyon moved into the left lane to pass and struck the vehicle as it turned. The F-150 flipped from the collision and the driver was thrown from the passenger window. That, according to Sheriff's Chief of Patrol Seth Bueller. The driver's injuries were found to be minimal. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. Bueller says no tickets have yet been issued. Aside from localized flooding, the significant rainstorms over the weekend had another effect. They led Chelan County to lower one of its wildfire danger ratings from extreme to very high. County commissioners agreed today to drop the rating in the Valley Zone, which includes Wenatchee, Chelan, Kashmir, and communities along the Columbia River and its tributaries. Restrictions are still in place on activities like campfires and target shooting. However, individual fire district and public land agencies have their own rules. Always check the current fire regulations for any area where you're traveling. The Moses Lake School Board is 5 members once again, with the addition of newcomer Ryan Colston. On Thursday, the board voted 3-1 to add Colston to the board following public interviews with all the candidates held on August 20th. During his interview, Colston said he is a Moses Lake High School graduate with 5 kids currently in the district and has a business management degree with past bookkeeping and business owner job experience. He fills the position left behind by Kevin Fuhr, who resigned from the school board in early July, citing health issues. Colston will finish Fuhr's term, which expires at the end of November in 2025. Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson has filed a lawsuit against RealPage, a national revenue management software company, for allegedly conspiring to increase rent prices. Ferguson launched an investigation into RealPage after an article in January of 2023 by ProPublica detailed ways that the company's algorithm could be contributing to rising rent costs. The lawsuit filed on Friday accuses RealPage of using sensitive information for its software system and of advising landlords to maintain or increase rental prices even when occupancy is down. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will hear from Wenatchee School District Superintendent Corey Kalahar as he discusses the past school year and how he's feeling about what's ahead. After a warm-up in today's weather, expect cooler temperatures and lots of wind for Tuesday. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Each year, Springwater Insurance has been teaching those of you on Medicare how will your health and drug plans change for the next year. Now, we can't give you specifics till October 1st, but what I can tell you is your Part D prescription expense will be capped at $2,000 for the year. Now, on October 1st, your current insurance plan will send you a letter explaining these changes. Springwater Insurance will help you find out what your most cost-effective choice for your Medicare health and drug plan for next year. So give us a call for a free consultation.
Public notice. Never before RV public auction. 5 days only. August 22nd to the 26th. Come down and place your bid with no bid refused. There's hundreds of new and used RVs to be auctioned like Flagstaff, Starcraft, Forest River, Chaco, and Salem. Amazing financing. 0 down and no payments until 2025. There's food and refreshments. And you could be an instant winner of a 2024 trailer or $30,000 in cash. So don't miss the one-time only bid and buy auction sale. 5 days only. August 22nd through the 26th.
My name's Nick Dirk, and I've been a cinematographer-photographer for over 10 years. I got my start at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. Without the Tech Center, I wouldn't have got my first job in media production 3 months after I graduated high school.
My name is Charlie Voris, and I own Vortex Productions. My work has taken me on exciting adventures all around the world, and I got my start at Wenatchee Valley Tech.
Hey, my name is Ole Mingo, and I'm the Executive Director at Heirloom Creatives in Wenatchee. I am so thankful for Wenatchee Valley Tech to be able to have my dream career.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Continental Surf Cup at Lakeside Surf. Oh my gosh.
Students in the Wenatchee and Eastmont school districts returned to school this Wednesday. Ahead of the 24-25 school year, Wenatchee faced an $8 million budget crisis and the closure of Columbia Elementary School. In his first year on the job, Superintendent Corey Kalahar took the lead in navigating both of those challenges. In tonight's feature story, Kalahar sat down with NCWLIFE News last week and spoke with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's Dan Kuntz to discuss the past year and how he's feeling about what's ahead.
This is your second year with the big job.
Mm-hmm.
The learning curve is now done. Now your feet are wet. You're good to go. Talk about your expectations, Corey, not the school district, you personally as the superintendent heading into the school year.
Well, I appreciate that, Dan. Always great questions. And leading into the conversation is I do feel like I have that first year under my belt and feel a lot better about my knowledge and direction and where I want the school district to go. But honestly, it's still a learning curve. There is still that learning curve. There are new things that are coming at us every single year. And but it's great to be in the job and in the role and have some consistency ahead of us for the school district. And I'm really looking forward to year 3 of our strategic plan. I'm looking forward to completing a softball complex at Triangle Park and really looking forward to bringing the kids back on the 28th.
The interim tag you no longer wear. Well, you never wore a tag that said interim on it, right? I mean, literally. Does that make you feel a little bit better?
Well, it does. I saw the opportunity was to enter the school district as superintendent with that interim label, and that was the entry point that I had, and so I had to take that opportunity. And just very, very thankful and grateful for the year that we had last year. It was challenging. It was tough. There's a lot of change coming up, but to have the support of the school board and to have the consistency and leadership for the Wenatchee School District, I think is going to be hugely important, and it'll help us attack the challenges that we have. I think, with gusto and to do it the right way.
The Columbia decision was painful. We all know that. Yeah. Nobody wants to see a school close. They just don't.
Right.
Sometimes the reality is the reality. We know the formal response from the teachers and the parent organizations that tried to keep it going and in the end were unsuccessful in their efforts. Just in the general public, Corey, when you were out and about at Safeway or at a wild game, what were you hearing from people? Like, sorry it had to happen, or you know, it's a tough decision to make, just from the general public and not those with specific vested interests in Columbia?
That's a really, really good question, because what I heard from the community was often support for working toward the right decision, even though they're hard. A lot of times that's what we heard from folks is, hey, the right decision is not always the easy decision, but thank you for taking a fiscal responsible look at the school district, and not just what can we do for this year, what can we do for subsequent years, and what does our fund balance look like in the future? So a lot of support, everyone had an opinion on one side or another of the issue, but most people were always very supportive of the work that we were trying to do and trying to maintain a fund balance for the school district longitudinally.
Even if you don't have a kid in the district, it's still the Wenatchee School District. You have a vested interest in it, whether you have a kid in it or not.
Well, and to that point, Dan, is I look at the Wenatchee School District as synonymous with the Wenatchee Valley, and the Wenatchee Valley synonymous with Wenatchee School District. We are paired, we are united. Whether your students go to the school or whether they play soccer on our fields or they're in the Apple Bowl or wherever, we're one, and it's a great place to be.
You ever have any days where you go, what the hell did I get myself into? Why did I apply for Paul Gordon's job and Bill Eagle got it? Maybe we should have just let Bill keep it. Do you have days like that, or are they mostly good days?
They're good days. Yeah. And even, and that's, people have asked me that. It's like, careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
But no, it's fantastic. There are days I go home and the challenges are real and we take that home with us, but there's never a day that I don't wake up and am very grateful and blessed to be where I am.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. And boy, the start of our weekend was something, wasn't it? With all that heavy rain that we received late Friday afternoon into Friday night. 9/10 of an inch fell in some parts of Wenatchee. Not that much at Pangbourne Airport. We'll talk about that in a second. Things warmed up yesterday and then a little warmer today. But there is a pretty strong cold front that's beginning to move through. That happened this afternoon, and that brought an increase in some cloud cover to our area today as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our Sky-Fi tower camera up at Wenatchee Heights. And as that cold front moves through, a chance for rain tonight, and then behind that tomorrow, gusty winds. And we are talking our area, Wenatchee, Waterville, also the Columbia Basin. We could see winds between 25 and 35 miles an hour, maybe even some higher gusts in local areas. We could see some sudden crosswinds, and I'll tell you what, blowing dust could be a factor tomorrow as well. Today's high temperature, not bad, 82 degrees. By the way, our high temperature on Saturday was only 60 degrees, which was 24 degrees below where we should be for this time of year. Our record high today, 95 degrees. That was set in 2011. 55 this morning, 59 is our normal low temperature. In our record, 47 degrees, and that was set in 1976. We did pick up 37 hundredths of an inch of rain on Friday night, so that boosted us up to 3.59 inches now since the first of the year, but we're still about 1.2 inches behind normal for this time of year. Sunrise 6:13, and it sets tonight at 7:51. All right, getting you into your Tuesday temperatures, you're going to notice a lot cooler temperatures out there as that cold front I told you about moves through. 73 at Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. Will be around 70 from Ellensburg into Wenatchee, also Eniat. Some lower 70s then for Chelan, 74 in Omak tomorrow, and then just the 60s from Kashmir up into Leavenworth, and then farther up into Lake Wenatchee. High temperature only 66 degrees tomorrow. I'll tell you what, we're going to see mostly cloudy skies tonight. There is that trough of low pressure as it begins to push through the state. Here's our cold front associated with that. Lots of rain showers, and we could see that still tonight. Most of that should diminish after midnight tonight. Low temperatures right around 60 degrees. And then as that trough pushes into Montana, high pressure pushing in the Pacific, and that is going to kick up some big time winds for us tomorrow afternoon. Partly cloudy and cooler. High temperatures tomorrow afternoon, only about 70 degrees. For your Wednesday, things get a lot better. It's going to be a nice one. High pressure in control, sunny and warmer. High temperatures on Wednesday. Look at at those clear skies into the upper 70s, and we're going to continue to go up as we make our way into the end of the week. Thursday, lots of sunshine all over the western United States. High pressure in the Pacific, also in southwestern Montana. High temperatures Thursday into the low 80s. And to end our work week on Friday, this is where the real heat moves in on us. Sunny and warmer. High temperatures around 90 degrees as we get you into Friday. And that'll be about 5 to 10 degrees above where we should be. All of the western United States very hot as we get into the weekend. And then the start of our Labor Day weekend. It's going to be beautiful. Saturday, sunny and hot for this time of year. We're talking high temperatures in the low 90s for Sunday, mostly sunny. Area of low pressure could bring us a few high clouds on Sunday, but that's about it. Unseasonably hot with highs on Sunday into the mid 90s, possibly record-setting highs. 60 degrees as we take a look at our 7-day forecast overnight for you. 70 tomorrow, lots of wind, so keep that in mind for our Tuesday. A really nice couple of days then for Wednesday and Thursday with sunny skies, upper 70s Wednesday, lower 80s on Thursday, and then the heat is on Friday through Sunday. Sunny skies, 90 for Friday, 93 Saturday, and all the way up to 95 degrees for our high temperature on Sunday. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Well, a good Monday to you. The Mariners took 2 of 3 from the Giants over the weekend at T-Mobile Park, including a 4-3 win on Sunday. Brian Wu gave up an early 2-run home run, but settled down to pitch 7 stellar innings to improve to 6-2 on the season. Justin Turner and Josh Rojas each delivered 2 hits, and it was Rojas's RBI single in the 6th that made the difference.
There you go. It's a 2-1 ball game. Cal Raleigh got a pitch up in the zone. They hit hard in the left, and the Mariners on the board. Broken bat. Wade will get 1 run, 1 out, and back to Jelly. They don't get the double play. Run scores. Tie ball game. And Julio limping just a little bit. Oh boy, that's another double play. The good news, they are going to get a run. And the Mariners have a 3-2 lead. Rosarena scores. Rojas walks, stolen base, single, run scored. Up the middle. That'll ring the bell. Base hit for Josh Rojas, and the Mariner lead is extended to 4-2. Good 2-strike hitting too. Turner scores.
Good to see him clutch up with his base hit on a sweeper. Actually gets to the outside corner, but he hits it right back up the middle.
2 out RBI goals, you know it.
So Grant McCray, we'll see if he can get a Giants rally started. McCray, high drive, right field. Grant McCray has his 2nd big league home run. And that was a thing of beauty. What a swing. It's a 1-run game.
Joining the Mariners, Deuce is wild. The pitch. Ground ball. Turner's right there. Good lead. Snyder's there, and they get it done. Another big pitch in this ball game. The 1-2 from Mooney. Swing and a miss. He got him. The Mariners win this game 4-3 and take the series 2-1 for new manager Dan Wilson.
Brian Wu was just terrific again today. He's been on quite a run. You turn it over to that bullpen, scored just enough runs all 3 games in this series. Very tight. Dan Wilson had to work awfully hard. Brian Root just continues to roll.
The series win put new manager Dan Wilson's record at 2-1 since taking over on Friday. He said he likes what he saw over the weekend.
Great series win. All 3 one-run games, and we talked about battling early, and these guys really battled. Each and every inning. Brian Wu was tremendous today. The homer in the first inning. I think when you try to get to good pitchers, you try to get them early, and they were able to get them, that one time early. But after that, wow, that was special. Handed it over to the bullpen. Some big pitches from the bullpen. I thought Snyder really pulled that 8th inning out. Did a great job. And, of course, Mooney in the 9th. Rojas and his AB was tremendous to go up there left on left and get that base hit up the middle. That's the big run right there. And, again, just trying to get runs throughout the game. You never know what inning, what run's going to be important, and that was a big one right there for us. And I thought some great defense, too. Early in the game, I thought Rivas made a couple nice plays at short. Polanco with a great play at short or at second, and then Hanny a great catch in right. Good pitching outings don't come without some good defense. So great game all around. Really good team win, really good series win, and Tampa coming in tomorrow. We just keep rolling.
Seattle welcomes Tampa Bay to town tonight at 6:40. That'll be on FS1. Well, the Mariners gained a game on Houston over the weekend as Baltimore took 2 of 3 from the Astros. Houston salvaged the final game of that series on Sunday with a 6-3 win. Cleveland topped Texas 4-2 to keep the Rangers 10.5 games back. Oakland edged Milwaukee 4-3 while Toronto swept the Angels 8-2. Seattle's winning ways helped the Mariners get back into the picture in the American League wildcard race. Baltimore's lead is by 3 games over Kansas City and Minnesota. Boston's 4.5 games back, while Seattle sits 6.5 games back in the wild card race. Well, the Seahawks finished up the preseason Saturday with a 37-33 win over the Cleveland Browns. Seattle sent its starters out on the turf at Lumen Field, but they didn't stay out there very long. Geno Smith led the offense to a touchdown on his only drive of the game, and the defensive starters were solid. It was Mike McDonald's first chance to coach an actual game at Lumen Field for the good guys, and he was impressed by what he saw.
Wasn't the prettiest of wins of all time, but to any win in this league, preseason included, needs to be celebrated. And I mean, it was an awesome atmosphere back. The first game at home, 12s were rocking, and I've been told that's nothing compared to the regular season. So we're excited for that in a couple weeks, and this is we're on to the next part of the process here. We've got a couple big days ahead of us. And just proud of the effort of the guys, really throughout the off season, throughout training camp. I think we got a heck of a group, so excited for the next phase here. But it was a good win.
D. Eskridge is a bubble guy as far as making the final roster in Seattle. His punt return touchdown may have helped his cause.
It was a powerful moment, just to feel the embrace of the full team. It's been a rocky road, and God has allowed me to still be here. So just feeling that embrace, especially being in Lumen, the last preseason game, I was floating literally, as they picked me up. So it's just nothing short of a blessing. I'm just an aggressive returner, so it could have been a fair catch type of situation, but I was ready to get out of there, and then I made the first cut, saw everybody kind of streaming to the sideline, so I saw a lot of space, and then my God-given talents just allowed me to get to the end zone.
Seattle cuts the roster down to 54 by tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll begin focusing on Denver in the preseason opener at Lumen Field. That'll be Sunday, September 8th at 1:05 on CBS. Well, the college football season for teams in the Northwest will get underway this week. Eastern Washington will host Monmouth Thursday night at 6 o'clock on the red carpet. Washington State will begin the Pac-2 season in Pullman Saturday against Portland State at noon. Washington begins its inaugural season in the Big Ten Saturday night at 8 o'clock at Husky Stadium against Weber State. Central Washington doesn't begin its season until September 7th. They'll be at San Diego at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Monday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.